It is the beginning of a new week. Good morning and welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. This is the show where we read stories and analyze some stories that are trending on the front pages of newspapers. And this morning, we have big stories. Of course, we have updates on the aviation crisis, and also we have update on the alleged presidential ambition of Godwin Emefiele and other election and security issues. And this morning, to analyze these stories and more, is Adebayo Fajime. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Week.
Thank you very much.
Let's start from the Nigerian News Direct, the big story, which is aviation crisis. And now we have an update that says operators withdraw action on proposed shutdown. Now we have two others on that story, but really, what do you think of this issue, especially seeing that it has now plummeted to a level where we even having fuel crisis now in Abuja, that started during the weekend? What's your take?
This is an incessant problem, in our nation, and I still wonder why our government, have not been able to prefer a lasting solution to this problem, because a couple of months ago we still experienced the same thing, and now they are saying they want to shut down again. And I think the major problem in this sector, I think according to what I've read so far and what is coming from that sector, I mean from the operators in that sector, is the pricing formula. And how can government just come in, wade in, and ensure that they solve this problem permanently for these people? Because if this problem passes, there is no way our economy will not be grounded, because we cannot leverage on what we are generating on road transport alone. So that sector is is a big shot for us as well. So if government are really ready to work, and they are ready to prefer solution to this problem, I think that pricing formula, because according to most of the operators in the sector, they said the pricing formula, most of these operators are home marketers, and the operators are also saying most of these marketers are holding fuels, and when there is no fuel, how do you want to operate? And if you don't operate, how do we generate a income and the rest like that? So I think our government needs to be very, very serious and take a proactive step to ensure that what they have been saying, or what they say they want to put on paper, is not just a nomenclature. They should act decisively to ensure that this sector operate the way it should.
Definitely, I agree with you on that one. On that story, we have two writers. The first, cite interest of national economy security as reasons for reversal. An expert is saying increasing flight fares key to domestic airlines problems. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. From the very top, Oyetola congratulates Baba Kande on Lifetime Achievement Award on page 22. And fuel scarcity, long queues resurface in Abuja. That's on page 13. And Sanwo-Olu is the Sun's Governor of the Year. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct. We move over to the Punch newspaper, and the big story on the Punch is Emefiele heads for court as anger spreads over presidential ambition. That is on page 2. Hires Ozekome to seek constitutional interpretation amid rising criticism. And we have APC chair confirms CBN governorship membership, says he registered in February 2021, and Emefiele's action could compromise bank's integrity. That's coming from ex-director and senior advocate of Nigeria. We have a couple of them right there on that story. What is your take on this issue? I know that before now we've spoken about the issue of having so many people come out for presidential the ticket, and we have Godwin Emefiele, who has been alleged to be involved in it, even though we've not heard him say anything about it. Now we're having controversy around him going to court to talk about some issues. What do you think are the issues that he's trying to get addressed?
This is just a mere rhetoric, and it is not tenable at all, because if you look at the body language of the CBN governor, it is very uncalled for, because as a public servant, we have seen posters. In fact, just this last weekend, we saw a great deal of campaign, vehicles on the social media and the rest like that. And people have been dragging you up and there, and you have yet, you have not, come out in clear terms and say, okay, you are not contesting. It is your right to say you want to contest, but because of the position that you are holding, you are not liable to do that. Of course, if you want to contest, the only you are beholden to just resign and face, your political ambition. But as a public servant, somebody, holding that position, you are not even engaging the public servant rules and even the CBN Act. So if you want to contest, if you want to do something like that, you need to resign. And just, I think last weekend, Punch reported that, he is now a carry member of the APC. How can you be loyal, be in that office, and you will not have in possession, or you will not possess, a conflict interest, or you will not be loyal to your party and the rest like that. So it is uncalled for, I think, but in Nigeria, so we have this problem. I think it's in our DNA, this impunity. So you can just do whatever you like and nobody can question you. So these are the factors I think it should be our rule of engagement, as to who is going to lead us, who is going to be our leaders come 2023.
I can't remember of any time we've had in Nigeria where a sitting CBN directors coming out for presidency. Do you think it's okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We are apart from Governor, the former governor who is now the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo. I think I've never seen in my own brief stay here in the country, but I still repeat that it is not a problem. It is not a crisis. If you say you want to, it is it is your constitutional right to say, okay, you want to vie for a political office, but at least because of that is what the Constitution says. It is very clear. So if you want to contest, resign, leave your position, and face your ambition. So it is very clear. But the problem is that it's still holding that office, and you are still nothing an ambition, and you have not come out in clear terms and say, guys, I don't have interest to contest. Rather, you're saying that you're still consulting, you're seeking divine intervention, divine injunction, whether to contest or not. So all these are just mere rhetoric.
That story is the big story on the Punch newspaper, and of course it's on page 2 of that one. From the very top, we see Jetta One Airline suspend flight shutdown. Reps to meet operators. That is on page 30. And we, of course, will see the pictures of the day. There are fuel queues resurface in Abuja, neighboring state. A couple of other stories right there on the Punch newspaper. We'll move over to the next newspaper, which is the Leadership newspaper. And the big story on the Leadership newspaper is ahead of party primaries, CSOs kick against aspirants' use of state resources for campaign. That is on page 4 of the Leadership newspaper. Don't you think this is a norm? Because we're having CSOs, kick against the use of state resources. Because where are the people going to get the money from if they are going to campaign? Do you think it's the party alone that supplies the people the money, or do you think they just have it individually?
That is what that is part of our problem in Nigeria. So when you see somebody, in fact, most of this, we have seen some of the ministers who are not
presidential ambition,
political ambition, either as governors or for presidential. But and these people are not adhering strictly to the Electoral Act. And what it says is, if you want to, be in this race, you have to resign. And some of them are even saying, oh, they don't even know whether that act exists or not. And that these are people, despite the huge amount of the price
of the ticket,
they are coming out. The question is, with what they are earning, where are they getting the money? And you can even see the vice president. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the president is the only person, if he wants to contest or recontest for that office, to remain in that office, what behoves of others is for them to resign. But even as far as vice president is concerned, I'm not very sure that he's liable to be using, state resources. And you can see him, flying up and down, campaigning up and down, with state jets and the rest like that. So I think it's part of our problem, because where are these people getting money from?
Yeah, we have a couple of the candidates, having people who are in their campaign groups donate to their cause.
Who are these people? Why are we sure? Is it the leader? You can only support somebody you trust, somebody whose loyalty whose loyalty has been tested and has been trusted, somebody will now abuse your resources. All this the presidential candidate of the PDP, Dele Momodu, said that his people has been donating for him and the rest like that. He's trying to inculcate or replicate here, what has been happening in Western world. And we saw Barack Obama, what he did, I think, was it 2007 or 2008, where, an average American donates $5, $10, to make that dream a reality.
reality.
here. But that's in a sense society whereby electoral process is well monitored, it's being followed, and that if you abuse or misuse any fund, you know there is a consequence. But here, who are we going to hold accountable? Are you going to even give an account? Who is going to trust you? If you want to come to me and say, Adebayo, come and support me for your ambition, who are you? Can you be trusted? So all this is just a mere rhetoric, and I don't believe, and we have even seen so many of them saying so group, purchase the phone from me. I don't believe, this is just a casual to just ensure that, they play on the psychology of the people. All these people, coming to contest are making, are dipping into their pocket to come and purchase this ticket. So it is just a rhetoric, and this is not tenable. You get. So I think it is high time we stop it. Whoever wants to contest, an election, you have to leave your position and make use of your resources, and whatever form you want to raise fund, of course you can go there, and raise fund, for your ambition.
And that's on the Leadership newspaper right there. On the Business Day, the big story is border closure fails to curb smuggling as food prices soar. That is on that one. On Daily Trust, Buhari wants military as bandits kills cause in Zamfara. And on The Nation, APC slams 9 conditions on presidential aspirant. And the last one, the national economy this morning, is mass exodus of Nigerians reveals deep economic crisis, says expert. You can also stay updated on our website, that is www.tostvnetwork.com, on stories happening in Nigeria and across Africa. Of course, global news also. And our social media platform handle is at TOSTV Network. Of course, social media platforms are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to stay engaged on the platforms. Thank you so much, Adebayo, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, viewers, for coming your way again tomorrow. My name is Merciful Ajinmo. Have a wonderful Monday.